So, as everyone may know by now, or may have heard, Angela Yee has made the big announcement that she is leaving the Breakfast Club sometime this year to have her own syndicated radio show, which I am very happy for her. I think that this is a good move for her. I think that it's time. She has been on that show for a long time, and I know that things between her and Charlemagne had got kind of awkward with the situation involving Gucci Mane, and there was a lot of tension between them after that. And I just think it's a good look for her because of the controversy surrounding Charlemagne in general with his past and the Jessica Reed situation because, I haven't forgot about that happening. So I think it's a good look for her to be away from him and away from that situation as far as possible. And I do think she added something to the show. I love her humor. I think she's funny. Sometimes she was annoying on the show, the way that she talks sometimes. It sounds like she always have a runny nose, like she always have allergies. She has that whole New York thing, and she sound like that woman, and I got a man, like I got a man, yo. Like, they give me, what's the rumor of the day? Yeah, so they said that that's what and it's just like, woman, like, you're in your 40s now. Come on, Angela. But that's, I'm not knocking away Angela E talks because that's her. That's how she talks. That's not right. But sometimes she was just too inappropriate to just always talking about sex all the time. And I know you're in your 40s and are in your prime. But come on, honey. It was just like, ooh, just like slow down. And she's working with these men. Maybe she felt like she had to compete with them. I don't know. Whatever the case may be. And I'm no prude, okay? Don't get me wrong. But it was just like, do you have something else to add to the conversation besides that? You know? Which is why I haven't really watched her show, Lip Service. I've seen it a few times. I think when she had Nene on there, I watched it. And that might have been it. But I do like the dynamic that she added in the show. I think it was nice. And she did add a different flavor to it. And I wish her, I knew that she would go on and do big things. I think eventually she might end up getting a show on TV. And she just needs to work on, her craft. But now everyone's probably going to be talking about, oh, and the whole thing with Gucci Mane, I want to talk about that for a minute. I think that, I wonder, did she probably, was some of it, I don't know if it was true or not, but you got to wonder, was some of it true? Just because of the fact that she was the one that was like, that started the whole thing with Gucci Mane. I remember that interview. She said something like, I'm going to hide my purse from you or something like that. And then he would responded to her and said the whole thing about how she was trying to talk to him. Like, why did she even say that to him? Why would you tell him you're going to hide your purse from him? Like, you're trying to, like, if you're going to joke with people and go there, some people are going to roast you and, and out you. And he has been consistent with what he said about her trying to come after him. And maybe she was in a relationship at the time and is still with that person. That's probably why she's denying it. I don't know. Or maybe it never happened. Who knows? But I'm just saying, I watched that episode and it didn't seem like she was hitting on him. She was flirting with him, She was trying to get Gucci Mane, It was giving a little thirsty. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes we gotta reverse the situation, like if men were saying the things that women are saying, and put it in that same context and just think about how it would sound. That's all I gotta say about that. But maybe there was a little bit of truth to that. But there was this awkwardness between them. And it did show, and he, I don't know, he seemed like he was competing with her at times. Like there's arrogance that he has, and I don't know. I don't even watch the show. I haven't watched it recently. Kind of stopped watching after the Jessica Reed allegations. I've only watched a few interviews, but I haven't watched it consistently like I used to. But I wonder who are they going to replace her with. I think Flame Monroe would it be a good replacement. Some people probably wouldn't like that because Flame Monroe is trans. But Flame Monroe is funny and hilarious. And she, we, has a really good chemistry with the host. I'm just afraid that she might be flirting with Charlamagne all the time, and that might get kind of awkward seeing all the time. But I don't know. They look, I think they would make a good trio. But I probably won't be really watching it much anyway, just because Charlotte, it's just hard for me to get past the allegations that, behind it. But I will check out what Angela Yee is doing. I will watch her show or listen to her show, or I probably won't be watching the lip service because I just don't want to hear her talk about sex all the time. It gets boring after a while. Especially after I heard what Nick Cannon was talking about when he was on our show. But I think that's really all I have to say about Angela Yee. Just good luck to her, and best of luck on your endeavors and your show. And I will miss you. Well, it's kind of like I said, I don't watch the show, but I'll miss her rumor reports. And I won't miss her and the awkwardness between her and Charlamagne. That would not be missed. But best of luck to Angela Yee.